All right, welcome. Just wanted to go live. Let me know if everything's coming in clear. I know this is a little bit like random. I didn't give anyone a heads up or anything like that. I'm just gonna check if the stream is working. Let's see here. All right. So Tesla looks like it's pretty much stable. I kind of like the fact that it's being really stable like this because, hey, Aaron, how's it going, man? Overall, I think one big thing is if the stock can stabilize for a little bit here, what we'll see over the next couple weeks is benchmarks actually wanting to get into the stock because the last thing they want to do is get into something that's super volatile. So the fact that we've been trading, what is it, like between 640 and 660 for like I don't know, a couple of days now. Honestly, I'm quite happy with that. I know obviously we want it to go up a lot and be green. Today it's actually, for the most part, it's been kind of flat, but it's green right now at least. It's actually kind of beneficial for us to have this kind of support right here, because the more support and the more less or I should say kind of just the less volatile it gets, the more of these benchmark funds are actually going to be wanting to come into the stock, because you can imagine if Tesla's like wildly fluctuating post S&P of like 600 to 650 and then 700 the other day. It's going to be crazy. Welcome, Waka. Check out Tesla Daily View. It's in a bearish ascending triangle. I expect another drop down to 620s before explosive to 650s. Could be. I can pull up the daily. Let me pull up the daily. Again, it's supply and demand. Like, who's going to sell to these guys, right? Like, let me pull up. I'm going to have to redo my view for us to get like a lot of these timelines. Steve, any news on the 500K production? Well, I mean, you guys probably saw Tesla Daily's article or YouTube video yesterday. He is in the belief that Tesla's already hit the 500K by the time that Elon emailed that out. I tend to, I made a video about it. I tend to agree. Like, why would you tweet that if you're not going to hit it, right? Like, the biggest point he had was you're calling out your haters, right? You're saying, Mark Spiegel, you're stupid for saying that there's no way that I'm gonna get 500K cars done in 2020. That's what I said in 2012. And now look, why would you say that in an email if you know you're not going to hit it, right? Like, why would you do that? Let me just go back here. I forget what I was doing. Just came out of my accountant's office. Aaron says, I'm worried about January Tesla selling to pay off tax obligations. I don't get that particular. I honestly don't get that argument. Like, okay, so here's the thing. People that sell off stocks, right, with towards the tax week, right, in the fiscal year in Canada, it's, I think today actually is the last day that you have to sell in order for you to be able to claim it on this year, right? So here's my question: who's lost money in Tesla this year, right? Anyone that's been long hasn't lost any money in Tesla. So if you haven't lost money in Tesla, for the most part, the people that are closing positions today or before today for this fiscal year, they're trying to book losses, right? People want to book losses. Let's say if you're sitting on an investment in oil and gas and you've lost 80%, right? You lost 80%. Now, all of a sudden, you have this huge tax bill because you've made a bunch of money elsewhere. What do? Well, you close off your oil and gas position, for example. You book that 80% loss, so it offsets some of your gains. I don't get the whole argument with people selling out on Tesla. I mean, it could happen, right? But I don't get the argument of people wanting to close and pay taxes this year. The only argument I see to this is, okay, if I wait till next year, I'm going to have a higher gain. And I'm also going to be at a higher tax bracket because of Joe Biden, let's say, or policy, which I get, which honestly, I'm not really too familiar about how the taxes are going to affect everyone because I'm not from the States. make a video on us on bio genomics. Actually, below zero. I actually just bought ARC G today on the drop, 10% down. I'm in CRISPR. What else am I in? I'm just actually just in terms of genomics. I'm in those two. I'm also in Lemonade, a little bit of Lemonade, some Neo. I'm in too many positions right now. I need to kind of scale off. I'm also in Square. I've got leaps till next year. But I can definitely do a video on genomics if that's something that you guys want. I think it'll be 507K. I mean, yeah, Walk, I think that's definitely possible. 507. But here's the thing. In my opinion, I think a lot of these Wall Street people are actually phasing or are actually starting to over estimate deliveries. So like my worry is if they come out with 507K, that's a great number. They literally beat their yearly goal, and there's a pandemic. But my question is like, how much upside can there be now? Like if everyone is starting to up and up and up and up their kind of expectations for Tesla, that's the problem I have. I love it when people underestimate and then, news report comes out and it's breaking news. But I'm starting to think like you guys saw Gordon Johnson today, the clown, right? Like he all of a sudden put his estimation for Q4 deliveries at 100, someone correct me, 183,000. And like he's the ultra bear. And the only reason he's doing that is so he can overestimate. So then when they come in, even at 507, he can say, look, they didn't even meet that target. So it's just a joke, honestly. Yeah, Elon's trolling for sure. Welcome, James. Tesla so green in 2019 means high profits. So you sell January 2020 to pay off those 2019. Yeah. Oh, you're talking next year. Definitely. Yeah. Yes. Possibly. Yeah, you're right. I get what you're saying now. Yeah. I thought you guys meant selling before the new year. Trung, hey Trung, how's it going, man? Yes. Why you think Elon flew to Hawaii? Right. So Elon flew, there's like this Twitter account that follows his private jet. It's kind of creepy, right? Like if you're a billionaire with a jet, isn't that kind of weird that someone can keep tabs on where you are every day? Anyways, he flew to Hawaii to this island where actually Larry Ellison owns that island or something like that. So the chairman of Oracle, he said he went there for advice. What advice can't you get on Zoom? Like you probably went there for a vacation. Like we all use Zoom, so like honestly, what advice could you possibly have gotten that he can't get right here? So I don't get it, but I mean it's definitely possible. If I were to guess, total complete speculation. Look at this drop coming into Tesla. If I were to guess, I would probably say it's just general guiding principles. Not I don't think it's. I know solving the money problem said X. It was about X. Yeah, James saying it's about X. Maybe. I mean, who's to say? But do you guys know if Larry Ellison would have like an inside edge on that advice? Like Oracle, do they follow a similar corporate structure? I don't even know if they do. But honestly, any close to 665, I'm quite pleased with. Like if we can close green today. Yes, he's on the board as well. I think James, he owns a lot of Tesla shares. I wonder if he's gonna sell. Like with this run up, I wonder if he's gonna sell some of his Tesla shares at all. Definitely possible. Might scale back on them. That would look bad. But any close in the green, I'm quite happy with. Let me try to make this a little bit bigger here. Sorry, the chat's kind of in the way there. Okay, so let me look at let me take off some of these columns. I want to take a look at some of the option chains. So let's take off the low and the high. Let's leave the delta and the theta. And let's see here what we got. Okay, that's much cleaner. So what do we got? We got this week again is priced in $16, $8 at the money, $8 at the money here. Oh, thanks, Waka. You did a screenshot of it. So $16 is priced in for the next member. Options expire early this week. So $16 move. I actually got into a 675 call for January. Today, I'm about break even where I am right now. I don't know. Kind of, we'll see where it goes. Honestly, I wanted to just just capture some long side before deliveries, but I don't know if we're gonna. Looks like the market's pretty flat this week, so I don't know if I'm gonna get the move I need. But Theta's gonna eat me alive. So let's see what happens. Hopefully we can get a break of 670. It'll hopefully pop everything back up. But it's $8 on the call side, or $6 on the call side, and I read that wrong. Oh yeah, no, I read that right. $8 on the call side, $8 on the put side. About $16 move for the next 2 days, priced in. Pretty decent. One thing to note is the lack of volume, right? Like, what is the volume for Tesla today? It's like very low. So any sort of move that happens, the conviction level I have is that much less. But let's see here. Between Elon and him, they can start X. Oh man, imagine that. Just did a screenshot. Yes, Lemonade while is boring because it's about insurance. But hey, Dave thinks it's a 50x. I agree because I'm in the insurance industry and I believe it'll disrupt. So here, like Lemonade, okay, I've got to do a lot more digging into Lemonade, but like, and you know, this is definitely a me problem. I just don't see where their edge is. Maybe on the software AI side, but like insurance is such a like, how many data points can you get on the person you're underwriting? Like, how many health metrics can they get on me? How much of my lifestyle, my personality? Like, that's the stuff that if I saw they were capturing somehow, I would want to be in. I just don't get how Lemonade is possibly building a moat there. I mean, obviously I could be wrong. Dave thinks otherwise, but anytime I was hearing the CEO of Lemonade talk, he was just talking about, like, you know, like sometimes you just hear people and they just talk in like, you know, really big words and long form sentences to make them sound really smart. That's kind of the vibe I was getting from him, but I could be totally off. And I just killed any chance to get him on the channel, didn't I? Let's see. NIO looks much more interesting. Yeah, NIO was crazy, huh? Like, it was minus 3-4% today. It's crazy. It's crazy. I should have doubled down. I sold a put, or I sold a call on NIO this morning, and then I captured it back with 50%. As soon as you kind of sell calls, the kind of general rule of thumb is if you've captured 50% of the premium on that call, buy it back and redeploy your capital at the further out the money strike again, reload it. So I did that again today. It's a 47 call now that I'm covered on NIO. So, I mean, we'll see. I don't think it'll hit 47 this week, but crazier things have happened. Let's see here. Waka, you think it's about Bitcoin, perhaps? Yep. Warren, welcome. Xpeng up huge already. Yeah. Aaron, in Canada, are you trading Tesla options, a cash account? Yeah, Aaron, I'm the wrong guy to ask. Like, I need to. My dad's an accountant, so like the worst scenario I have is like getting accounting advice. I am doing it in a cash account. I have a TSFA, RRSP. TSFA, I don't trade in there. Obviously, that'll be income, so I don't touch that. RSP, I need to start. What happened was I put an RSP together, but it's such a pain in the ass to move RSPs from brokerage to brokerage. So now that's with CIBC, I can't really move into Interactive Brokers without, apparently I got to fill out a lot of paperwork. So I got to do that, but I'm doing it in the cash account. I always have. Always pay tax on it, which is really dumb. Lemonade is dead when Tesla insurance. Yeah, so Waka. So when Tesla insurance comes out, look at this red candle here. Hey, so when Tesla insurance comes out, that makes sense to me. Because Tesla has all the times that I've hit the brake really hard, all the times that I've accelerated really fast, all of the different trips I take on average, how long my route is. Like, it has all the info. So I get why they would be successful in insurance, because insurance is all about information and perfect information. In theory, if every insurer had perfect information about the person that they're underwriting, they'd win. But they don't, and that's where the discrepancy lies in the insurance industry. Elon is tweeting, apparently. What do you think about Moderna? Lemonade's not available here. Moderna, RMNA. I don't have any opinions on RMNA. Elon seems to like it. A lot of scientists seem to think that it's the future. I'm too informed to even say anything about it. Neo Wild Ride, yes. Square, Chandru, yeah. I'm long Square. I've got a leap position on Square. Here, like the problem with Square was when the COVID pandemic hit, everyone was saying, well, there goes Square's revenue, right? Like, small, medium SMBs are going to be using the merchant platform. Looks like we're down again on Tesla, we're red. they're going to be using Square's platform, right? So my question has always been, okay, now that the pandemic's over-ish, I mean, the vaccine will be out, Fauci says everyone pretty much will be vaccinated by June, July. Okay, so if we take that thesis and we go, okay, everyone's going to be vaccinated by middle of September, middle of summer, you can assume small, medium-sized businesses will be back in action. If they'll be back in action, should we not see a spike in Square because a lot of the revenue comes from merchant sales, right? And Bitcoin is crazy up, so I think it's really gone up on that. But I'm generally long Square. I've been long Square the whole year. I've really done it the hard way. I've put on positions, took profits, put on positions, rolled out all year long. So quite happy with Square. I just thought might as well buy a leap and get it over with and keep it for at least a year. Hey Ivan, how's it going, man? Neo is 460. Oh man, really? Is it? Jesus. Thanks. Trung, you think by keeping Tesla stock long term, that when Starlink IPO, retail investors who are loyal would get dips too? Yeah, if Starlink IPOs, I don't see them IPOing until he says a couple more years. So I'd probably add in a couple extra and call it 5. Look at the spike. Wow, look at this green candle. Just jumped up $1 in a bit within 10 seconds. Look at that. Yeah, I think that's the problem Elon's going to have is if he comes out with multiple IPOs, how are people going to be able to invest into his multiple companies without divesting into Tesla, right? So that's kind of the question. Let's see here. Elon tweeting memes is only a good sign. What is he tweeting? Let me pull up my phone. Yeah, if they don't love us, we're in deep trouble. Okay, interesting. What website is this? Philip, this is my Interactive Brokers platform. It's called Trader Workstation. Guys, look at these green candles. Like every single one of these dips are being bought up. Like I'm loving it right now. We got 10 minutes till power hour, so it's no surprise that right at the 50 mark is when we got all that machine program buying coming in. Tesla price similar to yesterday's close. Yeah, I mean, if it closes any portion green, I'll be happy this week. Yeah. Oh, he's tweeting a lot of memes. You're right. This is not CGI. Yeah, who knows what he's thinking. What's your top predictions for Tesla in 2021 Cybertruck Semi? Man, like Steven, I'm super excited for Semi because I think all the boomer analysts, no offense if you're a boomer, all the boomer analysts really care about Semi, and I do too. Semi would disrupt the enterprise level car manufacturing business, and I think that's what really needs to be in the headlines, right? Like if all, like, do you guys remember, when was it? Sometime last year, or maybe it was this year, when the article came out where Elon was like, it's time for us to expand our Semi and actually go to full scale production. What happened to that? Like, what happened to that? Do you guys remember that article that came out? It was like Tesla needs to go to Semi full production now. Like the stock soared up on that news. So I think the market's going to eat that up. I'm super excited about the Semi. Cybertruck, they say September is earliest. So I would probably estimate end of the year. Cybertruck, man, like I tried convincing my girlfriend to get a Cybertruck and for us to wait for it, but it wasn't going to happen. So I'm super excited for when I see Cybertrucks on the road. Super excited. Why buy Tesla when you could buy 10 BEEM? Yeah, maybe. Elon is bored in his plane, 100%. Nevada started on Semi. Yeah, Warren, they did. Oh, Trung, appreciate it. Thanks for the super chat, man. Would I be able to do a Zoom training on options? Yeah, I mean, potentially I could do that. I mean, we talk options a lot in the Discord. By the way, if you're a Patreon on any level, come join us in Discord. Have a chat with us. Ivan's in there all the time. Opus is in there. We got Julia. We got a bunch of good people in the Discord, always wanting to talk. So come join us there. Patreon link is in the description if you want. It's on any plan. Doesn't matter. Appreciate that, Trung. Buy Cybertruck. Yeah, I wish, below. Like, I also, here's the problem. My parking spot in my apartment is like labeled a small car, and the car next to me is a Chevrolet Denali. So it's like, would it fit in there? I don't even know if it'd fit in there, to be honest. But yeah, Trung, I could definitely look into that. I just don't know, what the general demand for that would be. The ladies hate Cybertruck but love Jeeps. Yes, AR, you got it. She wants a Jeep. So we got a Model 3, but her first choice was a Jeep Wrangler, or is it a Wraith, or what's the new one that has like the back out? The Gladiator. There we go. Let's see here. The ladies hate Cybertruck. Oh, I has Cybertruck on our. Oh, Trung, lucky. Is it the Wraith? I don't know. I mean, it's the one that has like the pickup section on the back. Hey, welcome James to Patreon. James, welcome. Appreciate it. Wonder if that'll pop up. Hopefully it does. I've got it integrated, but we'll see. No, I'm not a Jeep. I mean, I like Jeeps, but I mean, I'm happy with my Model 3. Look at it. So look at the price action, huh? Like a pretty strong close, like barring what happens in the next 5 minutes here. Pretty solid close here. I'm quite happy. What are my positions? Let's see what it's. I wonder if I can move my stuff around. You guys remember on the S&P live stream I couldn't move anything because I was scared that everything would crash. It's kind of there right now. Also, I got a feeling, and this is just me. Gladiator, yeah. Okay, thanks, James. I've got a feeling we've got an upgrade coming, a Tesla upgrade coming before the new year. Wow, great strength in the close. Look at Tesla, 665. The high of the day was, what was it? It was 669. I've got a feeling we got a big upgrade coming on Tesla. I just don't know. I just got a feeling. No, not backed behind science at all. Just it's been a while since we've seen. I know Wedbush came out, Daniel Ives did last week, but it's just been awfully quiet since Goldman Sachs put out that 760 price target. I think we probably see an upgrade coming. Now the question is, do we see it before the new year? Probably not. But for some reason, I just can't get it out of my head to think that maybe before the new year, before this week trading weekends, we get another upgrade. Just don't know. But let's see. What's your price target on Tesla for December 31st? What's my prediction, B-Baller? Here's the thing. People have to realize, and it took me a while for me to really like actually understand this, especially in a bull market. But just because the business is growing doesn't mean the stock grows. So, and vice versa works too. Just because the business is stable doesn't mean the stock can't grow. So though I think Tesla is going to grow as a business and it's going to do massively well this year, barring any kind of execution risk, you can't apply the same logic and say, well, if it 10x this year and it did 5x worth growth or doubled this year, it's going to 10x and again next year. So I'm careful to give predictions, but if you were asking me just personal kind of a guesstimation for next year, I would say, I mean, $800,000, $900,000 would kind of be the ballpark. I wouldn't expect like a $2,000 price. Like I know a lot of people on YouTube are like, hey, it's going to be hit $2,000 by the next 12 months. I don't see that happening because a $2,000 stock would mean it's going to be, let's say, more than triple where it's at. So a 2.1 trillion market cap. I don't see that happening next 12 months. But yeah, $1,000 price target by the end of next year. I mean, it could go higher, could go lower. I mean, $1,000 I'd be super happy with. I think it's also important to realize that, macro matters. Like, look at this year, right? Stimulus, only one check came out for a lot of people in March or in April. Until now, it's just kind of been a gong show. All these corporations have gotten bailed out. Who's to say what happens next year, right? So in a weird way, like COVID's been amazing for Tesla. It sucks to say that because COVID's been hard on so many families, but in terms of Tesla stock, you've 10x'd your money pretty much. R Singh, how's it going? I think Tesla might hit 670 by the end of the year. My guess, 670. It's at 670 almost right now. Like it was at 660. It was at 669 this morning. Do you think Tesla downturns slightly in January as some investors take profits for tax gains? Yeah, this is a good point. Definitely possible. But the question I have to ask then is like, are the bulls that have made this much money really looking to get out now in their shares? like whenever I'm on Reddit or whenever I'm on Twitter, every Tesla bull that holds a large amount of shares is not selling in the immediate future. Unless they, again, have sold this year, made money on options, and they need to pay off their taxes, which definitely could be a possibility. But yes, there's a lot of Tesla events next year. James is saying, like, we got, okay. Let's go through some of the catalysts. Okay, we got delivery numbers, we got earnings. That's just January. We should expect a Cybertruck update in the next month-ish, in the next 30 days, maybe any day now, some sort of an update on Cybertruck. We should expect credit upgrades to happen. I think it already happened with Moody, but it might happen with other bureaus. Model Y in China, yes, thank you, James. Solar panels. Let's see, some consolidation. Bull got out. So okay, market closed right at 666, devil's number. What else we got for this year? Cybertruck actually in production and coming out potentially for some deliveries before the end of the year. Berlin getting scaled up. Yeah, thank you, James. Perfect. Berlin getting scaled up. Austin getting scaled. Like, who knows? They might be able to finish Austin before the end of the year. Cybo saying HVAC coming. Really? I mean, wow. I mean, if that, like, here's the thing. Is it Gene Munster who says, you guys don't even know all the products that are coming out? HVAC, a rocket ship. What else does he say? Like an electric jet. Like he's the only analyst that talks about future products. The Plaid Model S, yes. The $25,000 model might be getting out too, or might be being unveiled. I'd have to go back and look when they unveiled the Model 3. What happened to the stock price? I forget. Yes, India is coming into production. The fact is, like, I can keep going, right? Like, isn't it crazy how we can just keep going in terms of catalysts right now? So India. So the thing with India is, like, I don't think they're a huge market. It's gonna probably be like a luxury item for a lot of people. Like the Teslas, there, like that's a big car for the majority of Indians. They like compact cars. Also, I don't know about the infrastructure. Like, are they gonna start setting up all these superchargers everywhere? So I think it's definitely gonna be a luxury item for now. If they really want to make like a push for India, they need like an Arcimoto type car. They need like a small rickshaw type thing. They need to make that popular. The Indian new car market is actually not that big. Yeah, two-door sedan. Yeah, exactly. J Alvin. Margins coming down with the 4680s. Yes. Yes, you know what? Economies of scale. That's a good one, James. Economies of scale is huge with Tesla this year. Like, I wish I could pull this up. Let me see if I can. Like macro trends. And if you guys watched my video, you guys know what website I'm talking about. Looking at macro trends, and let's pull out. Actually, yeah, I'll just pull this up real quick here. Hope you guys don't mind for us to just shoot the breeze and see where this goes. Okay, let's see. How do I? All right, macro trends. Perfect. Indonesia battery factory. Yep. My friends had to wait several months to get Tesla Solar and Solar Roof. Yeah, long wait list for so App Store. That's a good one, Steven. App Store, FSD allowed with the driver in some jurisdictions. HVAC unveil. Yes, App Store is a big one, because Apple. What percentage of Apple's revenue is service based? Like maybe half. I don't know, but I was looking at Tesla revenue. I was looking at their EBITDA, and let's look at their EBITDA for a second. So up until, what is it? The end of 2018, they had a hard time really making any sort of earnings. But as you can see, like the trajectory that they're on now is just nuts. Like every single quarter, we're getting an exponential growth on EBITDA. Last quarter, EBITDA was $4.3 billion. $4.3 billion. If we look at their operating income for a second, same deal with that. So trailing 12 months, they actually hit a profitable operating income trailing 12 months for the first time in first quarter 2020. And that's not a surprise because what happened first and after after March 31st of last year, what happened? Tesla soared, right? Like the bottom of Tesla last year was right in March when they were closing all the factories out. And when they came out of it and then they published earnings, they published for the first time, I'm not sure if it looks like in history, other than the small bump in 2019, a massive $736 million of operating income in spite of coronavirus. Exactly, James. So like, and then look, then they topped it up by almost doubling it, and then having another 30% growth on top of it. A great video to watch on this is on Hyperchange channel. There's a dude named Mayur. So if you just Google or YouTube Hyperchange Tesla financials, there's a good video there where he talks about return on assets. Sorry if I'm boring people here, but this is important because a lot of these analysts, when they're looking to see what stocks are, they want to invest in, especially in the automotive section, the biggest metric apparently they use is return on assets. And that's why Toyota gets such a heavy premium over GM, Ford, all these other legacy autos, because the return on assets for Toyota is the highest out of any one of those legacy automakers. And Tesla, for the first time last quarter, actually just tied them in return on assets in that ratio. So it's important for us to realize, like, this story is just getting started. But I caveat that with, just because this amazing growth is happening financially, let's not think that has a one-to-one direct comparison with the stock price. Like, that's a big leap for us to make, right? But huge but amazing stuff to see coming out of the company. Yes, so Waka, so Toyota, that is due to economy of scale. Yeah, so the fact that Tesla's not even at economy of scale yet, like I think, was it James saying that? The 4,680 cells, the 4680 cells, when those come into full scale production, man, I can't even imagine what that's going to look like. Obviously, EPS is again positive for the first time this year. Revenue growth looks phenomenal again. The last year revenue growth, like, again, coronavirus really would have killed them if they didn't have what is it called? A COVID safe hands-free delivery. So let me bring this back here. So honestly, like, this is it's actually quite nice for us to see that Tesla's financials are actually getting better. And the fact that the stock price, a lot of people are saying the stock has it baked in already, but I did a video a couple of videos ago. Go check it out. It was basically, what would Tesla be worth at a financial modeling level if it only sold cars? And I only projected out to 2025, and I said, this is their price to earnings ratio I'm going to give them. This is how many cars they sell. This is their current, this is the margin that I expect them to hit by then. And it came out to, depending on what you discount and how much percentage of the EV market you give, it came out to like $800 or $900, depending on the discount factor. Today is what it should be worth if it just sold cars. It says a lot considering Toyota, Honda are the most popular cars on the road. It does. I mean, legacy auto is definitely going to have a space. Like, I don't think Honda and Toyota are going to die right away. I think Ford might. I think GM might, because those companies are not even profitable, and they're burning cash, so they're gonna have to raise money. You're happy, James? You're happy if it doesn't go down? That's a great position to be in, where you don't need something to be shooting up every single day. So Tesla start advertising their cars. What do you guys think? Do you guys think Tesla should start actually spending money on ads? What is it? GM spends, how much does GM spend on advertising? Let me try to find this. What do you guys think? Do you guys think Tesla should start advertising? Arsing says agree. Thomas says nope. No need. I mean, there's definitely no need. I agree with that. Let's find out how much GM spends on advertising. Marco says enough free ads for Tesla. Yeah, Tesla gets a lot of free pub. I was watching a Hallmark movie with my girlfriend yesterday, and they had the main character drive a Model S the entire, like, we probably saw that Model S like 40 times in that movie. And I guarantee you, Tesla did not sponsor that. I know it's just a Hallmark movie, and first of all, you're probably like, yeah, sure, why are you even watching that? You know, I got a soft spot for Hallmark movies. But the Model S was featured like throughout that whole movie, just free publicity. Like, you guys ever go and like watch movies and they cover like the Apple logo with like a square or something because they don't want to give them free press? It's like the opposite with Tesla. It's like the opposite. Auto bidder is going to be huge. Yep, yep, that's true. Um, let's see here. What other stuff is coming through? Fanboys do enough ads for free. Yep, it's true. I mean, look at this channel. Everyone that's a member of this channel or it watches videos and stuff, we're all Tesla fans. There's a reason why, you know, I felt this way in when it you know, with Apple early on. I felt the same way, where there was like this kind of cultish feel, not cultish in the negative connotation, but like this gut urge feel for us to back Apple. Like, I was an Apple fan from the beginning, and I don't know what it was. Some companies just have that oomph, and Tesla is the same thing. They're saying Apple's going to make cars. Tesla is the Apple of the car industry already. So if Apple comes in, they're going to be the Android. You know, it sounds backwards, but you know, I just don't get it. So Robotaxi fleet will further. Okay, so Robotaxis. Let's talk about this. I don't agree with Tesla of launching Robotaxis yet until they release their $25,000 car. I'm gonna make a video about this. You know, here's the thing. When you think Toyota Prius, what do you think? Do you think cool, sexy, economical? Or do you think taxi, Uber, Lyft, and kind of weird, lame, not the coolest? And by the way, our family, people in our family have Toyota Priuses, so that's not a slight. Like, think about the brand. Now, think if they released a Tesla network tomorrow, which Tasha Keeney, Kathy Woods, all these people want Tesla to release. Like, think about the brand of the Model 3. Does it just go to crap? I mean, that's the problem I have with them releasing a Tesla network right now. Miss the Apple era. Yep. If you sell what you make. Yeah, so yeah, this is a good point. Farah Miraz, if you sell what you make, why waste money on ads? Exactly. GM spends $3 billion in advertising every year. Wow. Okay, so that's a lot. 3 billion. So GM cars sold. So let's see how much that is per car. So 7.7. So if they spend 3 billion and they sold 7.7 million cars, they spend $389 per car to sell that. That seems kind of low. Is that right? $389, $390. Let's multiply that and see. Yeah, so they spend about $400 per car. That's $3 billion that Tesla can just line their pockets with profit, right? That's 3 gigafactories. Yeah, I think a gigafactory, I could be wrong, is 5 billion though. Prius is a Tesla wannabe. Wait till we get a Tesla watch, Tesla laptop, Tesla mobile. Last week's between charge, game changer. Apple is scared from Tesla. Cars, the new laptop and mobile, says Waka. If Tesla starts releasing a laptop and phone, watch it. I don't know if they're, honestly, I don't even know if they could do that. Also, did you guys know this? Here's a fun fact. Did you guys know, and I'm just gonna take this off here. Did you guys know that Tesla develops its own AI chip in-house? You know, if you consider that for a second and you go, okay, Tesla is literally a NVIDIA, an AMD. They have a NVIDIA AMD in-house. Like, that is crazy. I think, yeah, Samsung makes, does Samsung make the chip? No, I think the AI chip that they have in their car is made in-house, Eric. I could be wrong. Like, okay, am I wrong? The Tesla Dojos are different. Yeah. Yeah, they got rid of Nvidia. Yeah, they were 100% making it with Nvidia before, and then they brought it in house, and they just hired these chip makers in house. That's like a semiconductor company in house. Like, what's Nvidia like? Obviously, this is not apples to apples at all. But what is Nvidia worth, market cap wise? Nvidia is worth $320 billion. In my opinion, Nvidia is definitely a $1 trillion company in 5 to 10 years. But that's a $320 billion company that literally they just make CPUs, and they have a smaller scale version of that in house. It's Tesla designed, Samsung manufactured. Okay, thank you, Tim. There we go. Samsung and Tesla. Okay, so yeah, so they don't. But the Tesla engineers are the ones making and coming up with the chip design, which is the most important part. Yes. Okay. Tesla design, Samsung made. Okay. So the manufacturing part is different, but just like, and if we're talking about human capital, like that is a big reason why ARK Invest has invested in Tesla so heavily, is because they've really, when it comes to vertically integrating everything, they've really bought that human capital aspect in house. So I love that. Awesome. James Aspinwall, yes, thank you. Hey, thanks for the Patreon notification. Just got that. I don't know why it didn't show up. Thanks for that. If they made ICBM in house, they can make anything. I don't know if they're going to make an ICBM. It's more of a case of optimizing the chip design for the use case. It's not revolutionary, says Eric. Okay, so Eric, so tell me, so like on a scale of 1 to 10, how excited should investors be about Tesla having their own AI chip manufacturing section in house? They're turning off features because they basically don't need it. Like, it sounds like you know obviously more than I do. Like, I was really jazzed up when I heard that, because Tesla got their chip designers from Intel. Yes, apparently they were not happy with the Intel culture. Yeah, Intel is like the old person in town when it comes to processors now. You know, surprised Apple still uses them. Like, AMD is the place to go. Like the Ryzens that they have out, those are the place to go. I'm actually, fun fact, I'm looking to actually build my own PC right now. So I'm in the middle of like looking at all the different processors and which graphic cards to get and all that sort of stuff. It's a deep world out there. Dojo is another big deal. Yes, Dojo is a huge deal. They're a supercomputer. So Apple does have the new M1 chip. That's true, on their new products. Yeah, I guess they don't. So have they completely gotten rid of Intel in their new lineups now? Just to point out for nerds like me, says Waka, SpaceX uses quantum computing. So I was listening to Kathy Wood talk about quantum computing, as she has 5 different verticals that she's investing in right now. And someone asked her what would be the 6th one if you had to choose. And she said a close 5th place came with quantum computing. She says it might not be there yet, but she thinks it's about 5 to 10 years away from being feasible. Just in the MacBook Pro and Air and Mini. Okay, so all the new ones. Okay, I didn't know that. Like Intel, like whatever, all the advice I've been getting with my PC that I want to build out for live streaming actually and trading is like, don't go with Intel processors. Just get a Ryzen. It's a better bang for your buck. You can upgrade later. And when I was doing some research, that's when I really looked into Tesla's chip. And I was like, the fact that Tesla makes these in-house, like that's crazy. Still use Intel, but we'll convert. Oh, okay, gotcha. Thanks, Gentry. Let's see here. Some analysts think Tesla is the next AOL and BlackBerry. What's your thought on that? No. Okay, the next AOL and BlackBerry. Who said this exactly? Wasn't it Gordon Johnson that said this on like Yahoo Finance the other day? AOL, BlackBerry would be like the Nissan Leaf, the Chevrolet Bolt, the BMW i3. Like I've driven, other than the BMW, I've driven all those cars. I've driven pretty much all the electric cars that are the Hyundai Kona. I've driven these cars locally that are available to me, And those are like the Apple, those are the BlackBerry. AOL is a different story. I mean, AOL was just on in the beginning of a huge technological curve and just couldn't adapt so fast, and dial-up wasn't going to last, right? BlackBerry, I think BlackBerry maybe, but the thing to realize with BlackBerry was like, didn't they stay afloat for the longest time because of all these government contracts they had that kept them afloat? Like every single parliamentary MP here had a BlackBerry, had to have a BlackBerry, is mandated. So I'm guessing a lot of their enterprise level products actually were supported from that. I had a BlackBerry. I had a, man, what did I have? I forget. It was like the touch screen BlackBerry, the 993,000, the 9300. I forget what the 9800. But no, I do not think that's a good comparison for Tesla. Tesla is like the Apple. They're the actual ones that are innovating on kind of the precipice of technology. BlackBerry wasn't on the precipice of technology. They were the last ones with buttons still on their phone, right? Like iPhones were the first phone to come out without any buttons on it. Let's see here. Not weird. Looks like Intel will be forced by big investors to sell off part of the company. Yeah, I don't really follow Intel that much. I think the road to Intel sucks. Let the client integrate. They need a strategy change. Obama had a BlackBerry. Yeah, I mean, I had a BlackBerry, so I guess we got something in common. Yes, you're not allowed to have an Android with the NSA. It makes sense. Intel screwed up dev team. Trump just ignored it. I mean, to say Tesla is a BlackBerry would be like admitting that you're colorblind. It just doesn't make any sense. No, it doesn't. If anything, I would say like the second runner-up in the electric vehicle space, I would say might, like, I don't know about Lucid. I know Lucid's coming out with all this stuff. I don't know about Polestar. They have a dealership coming out here locally. All of these other electric vehicle companies and brands, I just don't know how I feel about their future. Because the fact that they haven't even come out, they don't have any market integration, they don't have any infrastructure. I know Electrify America's out with, who owns that? I think Volkswagen owns that. Maybe Volkswagen is second. Nissan, like the Nissan Leaf was the true OG electric vehicle. Like I think they were even out before Tesla. In 2010, they had the Nissan Leaf. Like fun fact, our family owned a 2011 Nissan Leaf that had, up until it got totaled this year, had a cool 120-kilometer range. So like what is that in miles for my American friends? 120 kilometers, 2 miles. So that's a cool 75-mile range, right? So it was a perfect city car. Don't get me wrong. Like the reason why we bought it is because like you don't need a lot of range when you're living in the city. You just need to not pay for gas. Yeah, 75 miles. It was actually nuts. Lucid's being bought by Apple. That's what Hyperchange is saying, right? Gally from Hyperchange is saying that Lucid is going to be bought out by Apple, but we'll see. My whole conspiracy, you guys want to hear a conspiracy I have with with Apple and like this whole thing? My conspiracy is with Apple. Obviously, this article is planned for the day of S&P inclusion. The day on the Friday, you guys remember the live stream, where I reacted to that 695 close? Like it was such a blatant, like, hey, let's close this at 695 so we can publish all of our articles for the Monday of Tesla crashing. Like, do you guys remember? Yeah, Gentry, you were there, man. Yeah. Do you guys remember all the articles that came out on Monday though? Like Tesla collapses on first day on closing. Like that day when they had all these articles published, which, makes sense. Like that, I don't really, whatever. Like this stuff happens in the media all the time. Now, Apple, like who's to say that Apple didn't potentially control some of that? Apple's got the money to play around, right? Like maybe they invested or they, moved some dominoes around. I don't know. Conspiracy, like total like Alex Jones type thing. So on Monday though, Reuters came out with that article with Apple. So I think it's a total mirage. I think it's just a sidestep into, hey, Tesla's crashing. Apple's coming out with a new car. Both things got published same day to change consumer mindset over from like get money from Tesla investors into Apple. And what's Apple done since then? Apple has rallied from 125 to what is it now? $136 probably. Like what is it? Let me pull this up. And by the way, I'm long Apple. I've been an Apple fanboy, so it's not a hate on Apple. Apple closed at $135. So that's okay. So it was as high as almost 137 today. So they've literally increased market cap by since that day by $10, so what 8%. 8% of Apple's couple $1 trillion market cap is huge. It's huge. So who's to say that wasn't just one big marketing ploy, that whole thing? Manipulating market, yeah. Like and then by the way, like I made that video about Apple Car versus Tesla and why it was really good if Apple does get into the car business. You guys remember when I was breaking down an article and I read that paragraph where it said, and the insider confirms, I'm just paraphrasing, insider confirms Apple still might not actually make a car. They might just resort to making the software. Like a total escape clause from everything in the article of like, hey, they have this technology. It's like it's the monocell. It's the lithium phosphate, the lithium iron phosphorus cell, blah, 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 blah. But by the way, like they might not actually even end up making a car. They might just end up making software. Like it was a total non-article. Like the fact that it even got attention or money invested in the stock is actually crazy to me. I don't know. Tim wanted to boost the stock, says Waka. Let's see here. Fundamental will bring it down. I mean, Apple, like the thing with Apple is like, I think fundamentally, like I'd rather hold Apple than hold S&P. Like Apple is just as stable, has a lot more upside, doesn't crash often. Like I've done this for a while, is like extra cash I just put into Apple sometimes and just kind of hold it like that.
Order cancelled.
Oh, order got canceled. I don't even know what order I had out. Whatever. Is Toshiba stock up too? Gally said, I don't think Toshiba trades on the New York Stock Exchange or in America. I tried looking it up when I was on the live stream as well. I think they only trade in Japan. If Tesla would trade like this for a week until quarter four deliveries leak, it will be great. Yes, agreed, Eric. Yeah, and the reason why I agree with you is if we can stabilize price at that 660-ish level and make that the new norm, then institutional investors are going to be more willing to get in once the price is stabilized. Like they probably have a mandate out where like, let's wait for Tesla post S&P inclusion to like find a balance and consolidate a little bit and find some ground before we want to get in. So if we see it stabilized ish, where we've kind of seen it between 640 and 660 for the last couple of days, then maybe they're more confident to come in. Yes, build support. Look at my link. Okay. Awesome, guys. Thanks for joining me. I mean, I kind of was random. I didn't really know I was going to do this. My lighting's not amazing. My audio's not great, but I came home from the coffee shop and I was feeling inspired to just talk Tesla for a little bit and shoot the breeze with everyone. So I hope that was fun. I mean, I'm happy to do more live streams, and if you want to make it a daily thing, or James from Oregon Cashflow Investing has a great live stream in the morning that I watch, but something more for the afternoon. We can make it more options related. We can make it, potentially like live trading if I'm trading at all. I don't really love to trade publicly because I'm not like, I buy something and I just hold it for like, I'm a swing trader mostly. I'm not really a day, like in and out 5 different times per day. I do buy stuff, a lot, but it'd be kind of boring. Live stream get this time would be perfect. Thank you. Hey Waka, I think you're in the UK as well, so yeah, this might be a good time for you. James, it's fun to listen to your channel. Appreciate you, James. Would like to know what else you're invested in and what opinions you have for other stocks beside tech. Curious to know your thoughts. Yeah, Arsing, I can make a video about my portfolio. I just don't know how many people would watch that, so maybe we can cover that on a different live stream. Yeah. What's your thoughts about CRISPR? Can do a video about that. I can do a video about CRISPR if you guys would be interested in genomics and stuff like that. I'm not sure how much interest there is around it, but can definitely make a video about it. Gentry, it'd be good to see how to acquire Tesla via options, just calls. Well, I bought the January 15th. Let me pull up Tesla's chain here. and this could, you know, I bought this knowing like the probability isn't as high. Like I'm not giving myself enough time for this trade. But I got into today some January 15th 675. So my ploy, like the reason why I bought January 15th, I know I should have probably extended it out a couple more weeks till the end of January, but I'm still holding my March. But the reason why I got in is kind of for an earnings, for a deliveries play. If up until then we get some anticipation and people still window dressing till the end of the year, a couple of days left, you know, maybe we can get a nice pop over 675. So I bought that today, but my probability is not amazingly high on this because I typically don't like to buy like lotto tickets like this 17 days out. Like it's just not enough time for me, especially in a stock expensive as Tesla. Like I don't want to be throwing away my capital, but we'll kind of see where this goes. I'll be quick to take like a nice pop profit on this. Like I'd probably sell it for 30 bucks if it reaches there. So I'm not looking for an amazing return there, but if it gaps open, which is kind of my hope, is like one of these days we get an upgrade pre-market and it gaps open, and that's really what I'm looking for. So we'll see. Can you make 1 or 2 swing trades public just to share the yeah, Marco, like maybe what I could do is like a couple of my longer term Tesla positions. I can go back into history and see what I was seeing when I bought it, my trade logs, and then when I sold it. Maybe that would be helpful. Kathy said biotech would be big next. Love to. Everyone's talking about biotech right now. This is amazing, right? Like, yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to get more. I'm invested in it. Again, I'm in CRISPR. I'm in ARCG. I was in an Edit, but I've sold off for there. But yes, I can definitely do more biotech. I appreciate you guys. Thanks so much for watching. Let's make this more of a you know, I can't promise a certain time, but let's say if I can come in around 11-ish Pacific, I'm on the West Coast, we can see. By the way, hit a like on this video if you're watching right now. It helps with the YouTube algorithm. Hit subscribe as well. I probably should mention that a lot. It says 75% of people that are watching are not subscribed. So hit the subscribe, hit the like, and we can continue this kind of going the day of delivery numbers, I'll definitely do a live stream. Day of earnings, I'll definitely do a live stream. I want to, and big news as it comes out, upgrades and stuff like that. If I don't have time to make a video, I'll just go live. So hit the, thanks James here at the 25%er. Hit the subscribe, hit the bell as well. If I go live, then you actually get notified, which I'm guessing a lot of you guys did. Yes, I do have a Discord. You have to join on Patreon though. It's not public. It's public for any of the Patreon members. So on any level of Patreon, you should get access to the Discord. Appreciate you, Marco. Awesome. Thanks everyone for watching. I'll catch you in the next one. Take care.